Hi there, Kendall. It's been a while since I've seen you. What's been going on?
Hi, so I've just been having a lot of just stuff going on with school and COVID-19, and I don't know, it's just been kind of like ruining a lot of things for me because I can't go to my classes, I can't go to internship, and it's kind of upsetting that all these things are just halting now.
You feel upset with all of this madness going on in the world right now. I can imagine.
Yeah, it just feels like it came out of nowhere, and I don't know. I guess at first I was like, we'll get things under control and there won't have to be these drastic measures. But then things just spiraled all the way out of control. And when we got the email that, we're not supposed to go to our internship next week, it just like completely devastated me because I just have so much going on there with my groups and my clients. And things are just going so well. I only had 2 months left and I felt like I was just getting all this experience, and I feel like it was taken away from me.
Right. It has been a quick transfer for all of us too, and I definitely recognize what you're feeling. What have been the symptoms that you've been feeling with all this change, drastic change?
Um, a lot of worry, and I guess like some anxiety about the future, and just, you know, jobs and sadness. Definitely, we can't walk the stage. The graduation is postponed. So, I just feel like that just kind of signifies your accomplishments, like being able to like walk the stage and have your family and friends cheering you on. So, a lot of worry and sadness and just, uncertainty, I guess, about just how this is going to play out in the next couple months.
Right. So you've been feeling sad and a lot of anxiety. Um, there's a lot of uncertainty. So your feelings are very normal. I so when did this all first happen? Was it about 4 weeks ago when COVID-19 kind of came on the news and stuff?
Yeah, I think it was right around the time that we were put on the shelter in place and we couldn't leave at all. And I think the school took that very seriously. And that's when like they issued out the email, like, everything's going to be online. We're going to work from home and everything.
Right.
So yeah, it's been probably about a month since I've been feeling like this.
Wow. Wow. Yeah, that's a long time. So do you think that it's more you're feeling anxious
Mm,
or more sad and anxious?
yeah, I think I guess it could be anxious. I just, I wonder about like jobs and, how this is going to affect that since we're graduating. And, is it going to take us months to get a job? Are we going to be able to get hired right away if we want to work? Like, how is this going to impact us? And yeah, I guess just anxiety about the future.
Right. Has there been a time since, or in the past month where you haven't felt anxious during this time?
Mm, maybe like one or twice. And that was mainly just when I was hanging out with my family and they were making me feel better. But I think majority of my days, I just get these thoughts of just like worrying about the future and how things are going right now.
Right. So you're worrying about the future, um, but at the same time, you are adjusting, it seems like, in a great way. And you're not letting anxiety and depression or sadness take over you.
Yeah, I'm trying to keep myself busy, and I have a lot of take home stuff that I'm doing for my internship. So just trying to have those fill up my days so I can just keep being busy and keep working towards my goals and getting my hours. And it's like I still do get that feeling, but I know like better days are gonna come, and I don't want to just have those feelings 24/7.
Right, right. Yeah, so that's a really positive way to look at it and kind of take anxiety or sadness away. Um, what do you think about that?
Yeah, definitely. I think it's important to try and find things that are going to help alleviate those feelings. And so for me, it's, spending time with my family or FaceTime my friends or even just going to the park and just trying to get some fresh air and go for a walk, since that's one of the few things that we can do right now.
Right. How long are you, or how many times do you do that?
I try to get out about a couple times a week. Some days I'm like busy with classes and I have night classes, so it's hard. But the other days I try to go out for like an hour and go to the park or to the walking track and just like listen to my music and just walk and just free my mind and my thoughts.
Right. Right. So I think that it's easy to look at depression or anxiety like that it's you, but what I'm seeing in your behaviors is that you're overcoming these stressors. And I think that what you're going through is very challenging. So I was thinking about making kind of a narrative about your news story of when you graduate and what you can do, um, to celebrate.
I think that sounds good. Yeah, I think I can do that. We have
Okay.
positive outlook.
Right. Yeah. So, what do you think it would look like without anxiety or depression at the end of maybe this month when you graduate?
I think it will it'll just look like, well, one, excitement to be done with the program and to be happy that I completed all my coursework and my hours. And I think just like still applying for jobs, not being discouraged. And, I know we have these trainings that were given from the school, like the link. So I think during that time, just trying to better myself as much as I can as a social worker and doing these trainings, applying for jobs. And, I know there will be a job out there for me. So whether that's an interview like on Zoom or in person or over the phone, just preparing myself and continuing to find the positive outlook that, I've graduated and now I can move forward with my life and hopefully find a job suitor for me.
Right. Yeah, I can see where there's a lot of anxiety about getting a job during this time.
Yeah, I know, just because the employment rate is just going up and up, I think that makes me fearful sometimes because like 15 or 20 million people now have filed for unemployment. So there's just that uncertainty of like, what if these jobs are no longer available? Or what if I do get hired, but they let me go because we can't afford to have new staff? It's just this cloud, like with
Yeah.
everything.
I think, yeah, there's a lot of unknowns, definitely. What if looking at fear or anxiety towards that, what if it wasn't in your life? What would it be like during this process?
If the anxiety wasn't in my life,
Yeah, so if, you know, it's easy to kind of look into the future and worry, but what if you took the anxiety out by going on the walks and spending time with your family more? And, for example, do you think that this process could be a little bit easier?
definitely. I definitely think so. I think I would have more of a positive outlook in that it would be easier for me to do some of the things that I talk about without constantly thinking about the negative aspects or the downfall of it.
Right. And I think just by what you're saying, it seems like you kind of understand how you're feeling, and maybe looking back and thinking about when you overcame anxiety to build this empowered story. So when you graduate, you find that way to feel good about all the hard work you put in. And I think that it seems like the issue right now with the COVID-19 is we feel a lot of anxiety towards